We are in after party mode. Welcome to DG360. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before. And I promise you that it will always be what you've never seen before. I mean, have you ever seen this, Pepe? I've never seen this before. What? I have? I'm living it. I'm living it, so I should be able to see it all the time. Oh shit. What am I gonna do? Oh God. Oh no. Oh God. I don't think I can handle that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Next. Hello, you're welcome.
Just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just do it.
Hello, and you're welcome. Thank you so much, Sketch. I actually really appreciate you, and I'm sorry I welcomed myself. I do that occasionally. This video, there's a lot of philosophical questions in this world. I mean, who are we? Where do we come from? What's it all for? Right? And then there's really serious questions like this one here. Does playing Star Citizen feel purposeful?
While CIG have been trying to get their act together and publish a patch that actually functions without fail, I've been finding myself struggling to come to terms with whether or not I should even be playing Star Citizen at this moment. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are probably in the same boat.
I actually like
Frankly,
Stewie.
for me, playing a live build that is inevitably going to have a wipe, even if they do introduce Siege of Orison and other things, frankly, isn't exciting enough. And jumping onto the PTU to try and give that a go.
Okay, first off, let me just say this in Stewie's defense. Here, I get it. Some people are getting annoyed, or some people are getting like triggered in a weird way, and I'm not even quite sure why. It's just the tribal world that we live in today, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the tribal world that we live in. But let's just take collectively a breath here, and let me just breathe in that good ass prana. You better. It's going to save your life one day. Listen. Stewie, though, let me remind everybody that Stewie was one of the dudes we watched a long time ago. In fact, I think when we watched him, he had 200 subscribers. What does he have now? Wow. All right, Stewie, go for it, dude. Good for you, dude. 2,500. All right. Okay. Good for you, dude. Stewie was one of the very first content creators that had the largest tonk battle that I've ever seen, and it was very entertaining. It was a very well-edited video, and there were a lot of tonks going at it, and it was like when they just came out. So I give him props on that, but let's see what he has to say. I really want to see what he has to say. Honky tonk.
Well, it's its own rather frustrating experience. I even tried today to jump into the PTU to try out doing some reclaiming in the Vulture. And although that maybe did work fine,
listen, I think Ostentatious is right. I think he's got some PvP chops as well. I think Stewie's really good in the PvP for him.
And existing bugs that have been around for a while crept up and left me to wanting to
all
just
the time, James.
uninstall,
all the time,
leave the game, wait again
James,
until
you have to
another
watch
more stable patch comes out. This is a cycle I find myself getting into very regularly with Star Citizen, and I've been around for 10 years. So I'm hoping that some of you who are watching right now can share that and sympathize with my frustration. But frankly, although I love the game, it doesn't offer you everything all at once.
Stewie's a boss.
Not even half the time. But with 318, there is something that will be offered that is brand new, and it is the meaning of death.
All right, yeah. Death of a Spaceman he's going to talk about, I'd imagine.
As I said before, 318 brings some interesting things with it, and one of them is salvage. But what do you salvage? Well, to answer that, I want to actually complete...
Salvage is so important, by the way. You know, like, this industrial gameplay is great. We talked about the progression of it. We talked about the very essence of like how they're streamlining, how they're developing it. They're starting off with mining, right? Then they went to refining, right? Then they tweaked mining another notch and they kind of evolved mining a bit further. Dan Truffin, love the dude. If you don't know who Dan is, probably one of the coolest, nicest developers in Cloud Imperium. He did a lot of the work behind the mining upgrades, mining period. I'm not quite sure if he's working on the salvage, but I would love if he did. I'm not sure. Do you guys know, by the way, in chat, who's actually focusing on all the salvage development right now? I want to say it's Dan. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, now we got crafting inside the Reclaimer. You can see like crafting or the inception of crafting, right? There is a natural progression to how things are going industrially, and I need to see more of it. I am a big industrial player, and I know a lot of people, the second I talk about industrial shit, like they just go like this, like, right? But like that's totally the wrong vibe because the industry brings about like everything you need. The industry should be more like this. Because the industry's providing the very essence of PvP gameplay. Or if people like to PvE, it provides them also as well. Weapons, ammo, anything you can imagine, munitions. This is the thing that people aren't getting. The symbiosis that's needed with economic gameplay versus PvE and PvP gameplay. The economic gameplay has to be paramount, probably top-notch, god-tier gameplay in order for people who are serious about industry to get involved. Otherwise, you got a dead game. And that's one of the reasons I really want to hear Tony Z talk about Quantum, where we are at, where we're going. It's so important that right now, Tony Z, and we talked to Donnie. We talked with Donnie. Donnie was here in our after party. We put a little bug in Donnie's ear. Hey, Tony, we kind of want updated on things that are happening with the economic gameplay. So I'm imagining that will happen. And then you will see it and you'll be like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And nobody will say, hey, actually, probably DG did that. It's okay. It's the narcissist in me. I just got to remind everybody how awesome I am. Mining, refining, salvaging, right? These are the core, the pillars of industrial gameplay. It's interesting to see this progression. It's interesting for me to see it being planned out this way, and it makes me feel confident that somebody's driving the boat.
Completely change topic and talk about Escape from Tarkov. Like a lot of other content creators or streamers, I have to sometimes find another game to play. And Escape from Tarkov is an alpha,
what are you guys
just
talking
like
about
Star
here?
Citizen.
I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. I gotta catch up with
its
chat.
own developer decisions.
You guys are on steps?
Sometimes
Oh god, you guys are way ahead of me.
Greatly disagree with.
Oh,
Escape from
God.
Tarkov has
There's
been
step
something
7.
that I have dabbled in.
Look at my chat. My chat is on step 7 here. I'm not even caught up here. I gotta literally catch up with chat now. They're on a tangent, and I'm still like on step 0. Let me just shame myself. Thank you, Elsie. Elsie, thank you. I want to shame myself, and Elsie says, don't do that, DG. Elsie's like, don't you dare do that. Don't you shame yourself. I'm going to shame myself, Elsie. Listen, those bits are wonderful, and they're great, and they make my heart explode with wonderfulness, right? But I have to give myself a chance to just shame it. I've got to shame myself. Oh, that bell so
shame.
Oh, that was so loud.
Shame.
Pepper. That bell will pierce my
shame.
soul. That was like it was a sharp spear. If I could just shut my stream off right now. That bell was way too sharp for me. It pierced my heart deep down inside. Oh God, the blood.
From time to time. I used to play a lot actually before I started streaming Star Citizen.
I haven't played Tarkov in forever. I'm a big Tarkov fan.
And back then, the game was
big Tarkov
very
fan
stressful.
That game,
I'm still a bit of a wuss, and you'll see that in some of the.
Wait. I'm sorry. I got to do this on stream right now. I'm sorry, Stewie, but like I just have to say, Explodo. I'm giving you your sound effect right now. Let me tell you what. Last week's stream, the morning stream, we watched, what was the game that you linked in to look at this DG section? It was called something of Tabor. Was that it? It was a VR game. It was awesome. absolutely drooled over the title. It was a VR title. Tabor. Yeah, Tabor. right, fingers. We were debating about what Tabor. Remember with Minxie, we were talking about how to pronounce it. But dude, you get another explosion for that. That was awesome. Wasn't even aware of the title. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Wow, I cannot wait to put that highlight on the channel this week. That is going to be fantastic. And yeah, Minx, you got to love Minx.
Clips here. I enjoy Escape from Tarkov now as more of a run and gun real life simulator for my airsoft
Who doesn't love
activities
Tarkov?
back
You gotta
in
be
the
crazy
real world.
not to love Tarkov.
Tarkov is a game that a lot of people choose to play because it has something that Star Citizen had lacked.
By the way, is there anybody in here who does not like Tarkov? I would just like to hear if there actually is. I don't know anybody, and God forbid that you put that you don't like Tarkov in this channel, because I think Pepe's gonna beat you up. What's up, Mad Stout has got to head out. All right, dude. Great time as usual. See you, Mad Stout. Mad Stout's had too much of me. He's like, I can't handle any more of this guy.
And currently still does in the live build for a very long time. A meaning, a purpose to whether you live or die. Yes, of course you could earn credits, and yes, of course you could always stop someone from having a good time.
We love you, bro. Come back again.
But what is the real meaning? With the wipe coming to 317.5 as previously discussed, what is the meaning to even playing? What is the point? You're there to have fun, right? Like most games. I get it. Totally. And if you enjoy playing Star Citizen still, on the day-to-day, I salute you, Citizen. I really do. Because sometimes,
are you guys having fun tonight?
For me,
can I get an amen if you're having
anymore.
fun?
Not in any game, actually. I rarely play single-player games because, to me, there's no real purpose for me.
It's adult night.
I will emphasize that because, of course, some single-player games are adult night. But I like games that give me a sense, a reason to play them. Call of Duty, you go online, you play to beat people.
Yeah.
You play to be better than someone else.
Yeah.
It's the same for Tarkov. You play to shoot and loot, and you don't do that without making someone else the loser. In Star Citizen, if I go around and shoot you, what am I taking from you? The kit that you're wearing? Okay, don't wear anything then. What do I do? Well, I don't.
Listen, I totally get his argument. Listen to me. I totally understand his argument. I'm not disagreeing with it, right? But like, again, these are things that developers have to listen to, because again, you could use this all day long song. You could say this all day long song. I used to be somebody that used to hate hearing this, by the way. Let me tell you what, when I first got into Star Citizen, I hated when content creators said this to use as what I thought then was an excuse, which was, I don't know if you guys know what I'm going to say, but some of you do. Here's the words. It's 4 words. We are in... Wait, what are you going to say? How many people know what I'm going to say right now? We are in... Well, no, Alpha. I'm sorry. Man, I thought maybe some of you guys were with me. Thank you, Limitless. Thank you, Walt. Thank you. You don't hear a lot of content creators ever talk about this. They're scared to. They don't even breach this topic because, like, God forbid, like people would like say, okay, you're either a white knight or a naysayer. Well, based upon this argument, I'm gonna be able to like just put you in that category. But I will say this: when I first started out as a content creator, baby days, right? And this game like called to me like a siren, and I said, yes, please, here you go. Like, I will pledge. I can't wait. I had the history, knew Chris, knew what he's capable of. Okay, let's do this. Let's go, right? Money in, get the pledge. I think my first ship was a Cuddy, as everybody's first ship should have been. Drake, best ship manufacturer ever. Don't want to hear anybody say anything different. Patch those motherfuckers together with duct tape. I got that. Got in the game, saw the hangar. That's all I could see for the longest time, right? Saw the game develop, started flying it, saw the changes in it, right? Fluid, again, a meteor, more delicious. Drake. First, I was skeptical. I missed the elegance. I missed the old commercial where the where the Drake Cutlass danced around, floated like a butterfly, sting like a bee, had that Muhammad Ali vibe. You know what I'm saying? Miss the old style. I miss that in the old style Freelancer. I miss the old 300. There's a lot of designs that I miss. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you, Cloud Imperium. Hold on. Just let me shame him. Let me shame him. Because I'm respecting the old school designs of those ships. That old 300 Origin was a stock car. It was a stock race car. I miss it. This new banana shape 300, don't even get me started. Don't get me started talking about Origin. Only love the 890 and the 600. Everything else is a hard pass on the Origin series. Don't even get me started on Origin. Right, banana, banana, banana. Right. Don't even get me started on the 400, quack, quack. That's how Duck God came about. You guys don't know what that's about? You gotta do some searching on my channel. Start finding out what Duck God's about. Right. Thank you, Oz. Oz remembers Duck God. Listen. Stewie's coming from, I think, 3 years worth of experience. 3-4 years he's been playing. I'm not quite sure. I'm just guesstimating, but I would say he's 3 or 4 years. I think I'm like, and I'm not comparing peens here. But I've been doing this, I don't know how long, but I've been doing this now. Like 10 plus, right? You've been around the block and some. And I get where Stewie's at. Totally understand where Stewie's at. His criticism is completely valid. Absolutely. I've been there. Done that. I think again, we'll watch some more, but what I want to say is this. If you hit a patch in any game, whatever game it is that you're following, that you're supporting, which, by the way, this wasn't happening a lot until Star Citizen. Crowdfunding of games on this in this scale really didn't happen too much. Cloud Imperium, Star Citizen kind of, kicked this thing off. You know what I mean? I've been around the block, and I had my moments where I was like, So you take a step back and you play another title. Just play another title. I see a lot of content creators do this. They get frustrated. They get upset. They're like, what am I doing this for? Like, why am I doing this? Well, don't let them fool you. There's some passion to it, but if they're content creators too, they're doing it because they realize that there's some type of audience for it and it's helping them out or it's benefiting them. That's a truth bomb. That's a truth. Hold on. Truth bomb. Hold on a second. Where's it at? Truth bomb. That's for you. That's for you, Explodo. It doesn't mean that they're not passionate about the project. They're also trying to help them out. Two birds, one stone. 2 birds, 1 cup. How does that go? I'm not quite sure. But what I'm trying to say, just take a step back. Just take a step back, and play another title. If it gets too much. And I think there's authenticity to that. I think there's authenticity to seeing a content creator take a step back for something that they are frustrated in and focus on other content, even if it doesn't get them a lot of views. I think that's great. I'm not quite sure what Stewie does. But, and I'm not saying Stewie is, I'm not putting Stewie in this category here. I'm just speaking off the cuff, as we do in DG360 land.
Do anything. I can't loot a naked corpse for nothing and sell it to nobody. 318 changes that. Salvage changes that.
See you, Oz.
And if you didn't like mining, or even if you did,
hope to see you on tomorrow's show, dude.
Is the future for Star Citizen 318 and
another
the near to short distance of the patches to come. It means there'll probably be a lot more pirates. And it also means
we'll play
there'll be a lot
tomorrow.
more player interaction. Tarkov is so unique because I know, and everyone else does, when you join a server, you and many others have joined at the same time, and you all have the same things to risk. Everything you have on you. That's 1 dead. Don't make it 2.
Yeah, Stewie's a beast.
Oh, bugger.
I think Stewie's a
In
beast.
Star Citizen,
PvP
with
world.
persistent streaming, if you start storing things in your ships like you're supposed to, you will be risking everything every single time you go out
Stewie
and
plays
fly,
with Detox,
you'll
I
make
think.
decisions going forward that might change whether or not you take that route through Magda and Hurston, or whether or not you go all the way around to some other destination. I think it's a really, really important feature that every game, especially a big multiplayer RPG, sim, shooter, space fighter, should have. A meaning, a purpose to living, and a purpose, most importantly, to dying. If I find you in Star Citizen, I have a choice now as a player. I can choose to just interact with you, leave you be, maybe ask you how you are. I have an option also to take you for what you're worth. Maybe you're not carrying anything. Doesn't matter. You've got a ship now, and that ship can be torn apart and sold for scraps. And that's all it really needs to be. That's all it needs to be right now, because in the future, more can come from it. If you have cargo on your ship as well, when you get destroyed, you don't just explode anymore. No, there's a chance that your ship becomes a husk, a shell of its former self, something that...
Soft death, yo. Soft death.
I and my maybe greedy friends can dabble into and discover some delightful delicacies that you've left behind. Maybe you've decided to leave an arsenal of Animus missile launchers or railguns. That would be my preference. Or maybe you decided to booby trap it. Maybe you were expecting a pirate onboarding and maybe you came armed. Got out of your pilot seat, hid in your MSR hidden tunnelways, and decided to wait for the right time to ambush those pesky vultures. I'm not saying I'm going to go out of my way to hunt people down. I'm saying that if I do, it's for good cause, or because I just want something to do. And because Star Citizen lacks that right now in the current patch, I haven't been playing it.
Absolutely.
We all know.
Amen. Amen. Explodo. I'm reading his comment right now for people that can't read. If they're on their phone, they probably didn't see Explodo's comment. And you know what? Time for some glasses. But Explodo said, if SC turned away from its risk versus reward plans that we see in EVE, Tarkov, MO, and other hardcore games, I would lose all interest in it. And I wholeheartedly agree with him on that one.
I love Star Citizen. This entire channel was built around Star Citizen, and this fundamental change to 318 and the introduction to salvage, as well as persistence, gives me that reason to play. It means that I'm able to log on every day and decide that I actually want to stay. Even if I die, if I get taken out, that's someone else's meaning. I've given them purpose. By providing a shell, a husk, a ship for them to salvage, I provide gameplay. Maybe they stay there. Maybe I go back to the place where I died and I find them salvaging my ship. Maybe me and a bunch of org mates decided to fight back. And then a whole war starts, a whole resource war around the huge ships that we're bringing to these battles. It escalates and it escalates, and eventually you basically have Xenothreat, but developed and created by the player community on that server.
Bingo.
It's crazy to think that.
And you know what the crazy thing is? It's not crazy. This is how MMOs are supposed to be. This is what the kiddos do not understand, and what I preach about all the time. MMOs are sandboxes that are perfection for player and player interaction. That is what an MMO is. And where MMOs lost their way was in the early 2000s, when all that fucking pop music corrupted people's heads. I sound like such a boomer, but like seriously, it was about that time. Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, and everything became Disney-fied. Game development became Disney-fied. Everything became button smashing and razzle dazzle to find your way to where it was that you were supposed to go, and you had to travel 600 meters following a pixie, and the entire landscape had nothing to do in it. It was an open world with nothing to do, and you followed a pixie to 600 meters away that took took you 10 minutes to get to, and when you got there, all you had to do was button smash to get your way through the level. That happened in the early 2000s, and what happened was that the MMO, as we knew it in the 90s, literally, figuratively, died. It died. It buried itself, and only the people from the 90s that played MMOs remember exactly what they were, and that is sandboxes for player-to-player experiences. I don't know if Stewie remembers it, but what he's explaining right now is exactly the vibes that I love that were alive in the 90s. That's how games were built for MMOs, period.
We could have that possibility just on the doorstep.
Yes,
3.18's release. And that will only get better as 3.19 and 4.0 comes to fruition. I hope you guys can see the image I'm portraying to you, and I hope that you are as enthusiastic for it as I am. Yes,
almost
Tarkov
figures.
will always offer different things to Star Citizen, and Star Citizen will definitely offer a lot of different things compared to Tarkov. And you should be playing more than one game at a time. I'm going to be enjoying my time waiting for the patches to come out, playing different games, playing games I haven't touched for a while. Right okay. Now,
we
that's
support
Tarkov.
That, Elsie.
It's also Battlefield 2042, if anyone remembers that game got released. Maybe there's a game up there that you enjoy.
Well, and you know what forgot? The thing that is the craziest thing has come full circle. We're back in the era of the 90s when the MMO revives. We are back in the era where the danger is important and the chaos of gameplay is highlighted. That is why MMOs were so amazing to play. And you kept coming back to them over and over and over again, title upon title that support traditional MMO sandboxes where players can have great experiences with other players. Dude, that was dead for such a long time, and Star Citizen was like a rebirth of what we remember. Really.
Know in the comments down below what you're playing while you're not playing Star Citizen. And if you are still trooping along in the verse, I want to hear about that as well, because like I said, Citizen, I salute you.
I hear you.
This video is just a real down-to-earth chit-chat between me and you, explaining one of the greatest reasons I am excited for 3.18. And if you share that enthusiasm, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe as well.
With our party.
I'll try and get more videos out as soon as possible, when perhaps the servers become more stable.
I like what Stewie said.
I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more, well, check out maybe the...
Well, here's the thing. I will shill for Stewie. Let's say this about Stewie. Stewie, I feel, is a beast in the PvP realm, so he gets props from me. Stewie is just voicing his opinion, which, you know, like I hear that again. I think it's great that he's doing that. And I'm going to like the content. I am already subscribed, as you guys can see. I will put the link down there for our live audience. I will also put it down there for YouTube, so you guys can check it out in the description. Please go down there. That is what we do here on this channel, is we help out smaller content creators, because the YouTube algorithm only spits out content from people that are already making them tons of cash, because capitalism. And so what we do on DG360 is we are an organic algorithm, and we use people to get us the results that we need, rather than, you know, AI or some capitalistic corporate blood-sucking schemata in which you feel your life force escape your eyeballs. That is not us. We are the opposite. We fill your heart up with goodness and love. Yeah, lots of that. Any way you want. Any way you want.